Hello guys! Welcome back to my channel. It's me again, Lakwatsirong Butiki. Nandito ako ngayon sa makasaysayang simbahan ng Intramuros, Manila, ang San Agustin Church. Second time ko nang pumasok dito at talagang napapawaw ako sa angkin na kagandahan nito. Samahan niyo ako guys. Iikutin natin ang loob. Let's go! San Agustin Church, also known as the Archdiocesan Shrine of Nuestra Señora de la Consolación y Coria, or the Immaculate Conception Parish, is a Roman Catholic church under the auspices of the Order of Saint Agustin, located inside the historic walled city of Intramuros in Manila. Completed in 1607, it is the oldest stone church in the country. In 1993, San Agustin Church was one of 4 Philippine churches constructed during the Spanish colonial period to be designated as a World Heritage Site by UNESCO, under the collective title Baroque Churches of the Philippines. It was named a National Historical Landmark by the Philippine government in 1976. San Agustin Church is located in General Luna Street, Intramuros, Manila. The present structure is actually the third Agustinian church erected on the site. The first San Agustin Church was the first religious structure constructed by the Spaniards on the island of Luzon, made of bamboo and nipa. It was completed in 1571, but destroyed by fire in December 1574 during the attempted invasion of Manila by the forces of Limahong. A second wooden structure built on the same site was destroyed in February 1583 by a fire that started when a candle ignited drapery on the funeral bier during services for Spanish Governor General Gonzalo Ronquillo de Peñalosa. The Agustinians decided to rebuild the church using stone and to construct an adjacent monastery. Construction began in 1586 based on a design by Juan Macias. The structure was built using hewn adobe, stones quarried from Mikawayan, Binangunan, and San Mateo, Rizal. The work proceeded slowly due to the lack of funds and materials, as well as the relative scarcity of stone artisans. The monastery was operational by 1604 and the church was formally declared complete on January 19, 1607 and named Church of St. Paul of Manila. Macias, who had died before the completion of the church, was officially acknowledged by the Agustinians as the builder of the edifice. San Agustin Church was sacked during the Battle of Manila, which occurred as part of the 7 Years' War. In 1854, the church was renovated under the supervision of Spanish architect Luciano Oliver. On June 3, 1863, the strongest earthquake at that time hit Manila, leaving widespread destruction to the city, with San Agustin Church the only public building left undamaged. A series of strong earthquakes struck Manila again on 18 to 20 of July 1880. This time, the tremors left a large crack in the East Bell Tower. The crack was eventually repaired, but the left tower was permanently removed with only the base remaining today. The church withstood the other major earthquakes that struck Manila before in 1645, 1699, 1754, 1796, 1825, 1852, 1863, and 1880, and served as a hospital for several of those injured during the earthquake in 1863. On August 18, 1898, the church was the site where Spanish Governor General Fermín Juárez prepared the terms for the surrender of Manila to the United States of America following the Spanish-American War. On the night of August 13, 1932, a major fire inside Intramuros destroyed a portion of the adjacent San Agustin Monastery. The blaze also totally destroyed the Agustinian Provincial House across the road in Calle Real, as well as the ornate pedestrian bridge that once linked the Provincial House with the monastery. During the Japanese occupation, during the Second World War, San Agustin Church became a concentration camp. The Japanese troops removed the lower portion of the right front door of the church and placed sandbags on the resulting opening, turning the entrance into a makeshift machine gun post. In the final days of the Battle of Manila, hundreds of Intramuros residents and clergy were held hostage in the church by Japanese soldiers, with many hostages killed during the 3-week-long battle. It was the only one among 7 churches of Intramuros to survive a leveling by combined American and Filipino ground forces in May 1945. While the church sustained damage to its roof, the adjacent monastery was completely destroyed. In the 1970s, the monastery was rebuilt as a museum under the design of architect Angel Nakpil. The church was renovated in 2013 with its colorful facade replaced by a seedate stone-colored one. San Agustin Church and its adjacent convent, Convento de San Agustin, serve as the provincial house and headquarters of the Agustinian province of the Most Holy Name of Jesus of the Philippines of Spain. Ever since the province's founding in 1575 until 1932, when it was transferred to the Parroquia Santa Maria del Bosque in Madrid. San Agustin Church is currently administered by the Agustinian friars from the Agustinian Vicariate of the Orient, a circumscription of the Spanish Agustinian province of the Most Holy Name of Jesus of the Philippines. The San Agustin Church is patterned after some of the magnificent temples built by the Agustinians in Mexico. The present edifice was built in 1587 and completed, together with a monastery, in 1604. The atmosphere is medieval since both church and monastery symbolize the majesty and equilibrium of a Spanish golden era. The massive structure of the church is highlighted by the symmetry and splendor of the interiors, painted by two Italians who succeeded in producing trompe l'oeil. The profile of the moldings, rosettes, and sunken panels, which appear as three-dimensional carvings, a Baroque pulpit with a native pineapple as a motif, the grand pipe organ, the antichoir with a 16th century crucifix, the choir seats carved in Molavi with ivory inlays on the 17th century, and the set of 16 huge and beautiful chandeliers from Paris. The church, as in its custom in its heyday, contained niches for burials of bones and remains. The following are notable burials within the premises of the church: Miguel Lopez de Legazpi, Juan D. Salcido, Guido D. Lavizares, Juan Luna, and Blessed Peter Soniega. Tanghali na guys. Kailangan na ng butiki na gumapang pa uwi. See you next time on the road guys. Bye-bye!